Today I'm here to talk to y'all about the state of this hip hop community and the people who are deeply involved at the highest level of hip hop and R&B, as that goes. They could be doing a lot more for their own people or for people in general. So I'm gonna touch on that today to a high degree. And I brought one of my brothers, that's like this with me. And he been in that same struggle from day one. I remember hearing his music back in 1992, if I'm not mistaken. And it ain't never wavered. It's been the same, right down the pipe, right down your throat, realism. And that's what I'm into, and that's what drew me to that man. His name is Brother Kam. And we're gonna talk about that and touch on all the topics about what I personally and truly believe these artists, whether it be rap artists, hip hop artists, or R&B artists, I believe they have God complexes to a high degree. And I'm not here to be, politically correct about none of it. I'm just gonna speak truth. They're not doing shit for people. They believe that they're above people. They believe that the people who don't bring in the type of money that they bring in and have the lifestyle that they do live, it's like they're banished. And some of their own family, they don't choose to deal with their family because they're not in the same financial status. That's bullshit, straight up.
All rappers, even if you're supposed to be, if you supposed to be credible and you want credibility, then it's street cred. You from the streets, you struggled, you grew up in the projects, you gangbang, you got shot 18 times or whatever, right? But that's all cool and fine, to prove that you really came from the street. But that's not the goal, to come from the street. The goal is where can you take the streets to? Where how can you uplift the people? You admit that it's hell and it's hard, and I came up tough and rough, and so what is your duty or responsibility? Once once that condition is alleviated for you, what are you responsible for at that point? Now is a time that we got to be held accountable. We got to be held responsible for what we know. We know better. A lot of artists, whether it's actors, whether it's singers, whether it's rappers, whether it's athletes, a lot of them like to say that, I'm not a role model. You know what I mean? I didn't get into this to be a role model, but newsflash, if, to whom much is given, much is required, much is expected. You are a role model, whether you like it or not. That comes with the territory. So we can be held accountable, and we are responsible for, our actions, our behavior, our character, our attributes, all of that. It's easy to forget where you come from. It's easy to forget the suffering masses of people. It don't have to be your people, just people in general. People in general are suffering. People in general are dissatisfied. People in general is starving for justice, you know what I'm saying? And you can help. Even if, it's not like, we talk about this every day. It's not about you got to pay money or whatever. Even if you can be Cube, you can be Snoop, you can be LeBron, you can be Usher, you can be whoever. Just telling a fan, man, you better than me. You know what I'm saying? You looking up to me, man, you better than me.
Exactly.
If you straight already, you know what I'm saying? Your life's inspiration should be, you should get high off of helping other people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just going to increase you. That's going to lift you up. It should.
And that's the problem, though. The problem is that you get these youngsters, and not all of them young, but we got a lot of youngsters. They start as babies seeing what y'all portray through rap, through R&B, through so-called sports, acting, all these forms of media and entertainment. But how many people are you hearing that you're doing something good for people? What are you doing? You make millions, man. If you're making millions, some making billions. Some have made $1 billion. If you're doing it to that degree, it's only right that you do that on the conscious side of it. Meaning I'm consciously going into this. This didn't just happen to me. Now I'm going to consciously make a decision now to go and feed these people, go and clothe these people, go and put some of these youngsters through school. You know people, youngsters, that got minds, great minds, but they don't have the opportunity to go to school. You know this. But you ain't picking the fucking phone up and say, you know, let me call sister such and such, brother such and such. I know they got a little boy. Let me make sure they get through school. Why are you not doing that? Why do I got to hear about how much money you tricking off at a strip club?
Right.
Why I got to know how many fucking Bentleys you got?
If you got friendships, if you built love and trust and charity up, you never can write a check, you know, that's gonna bounce.
Never.
You would never be homeless. You never be starving. You never be naked because they can shut your money all the way down. They can, you know, they meaning the industry or the powers that be can try to ruin your career, but you done already solidified and immortalized yourself with the people, with the masses. So they gonna feed you. They gonna house you. They gonna clothe you. You know what I mean? So it's all about people, man. There's a lot of people that do help and that want to help, but they don't necessarily know how to help.
That's exactly right.
They're so isolated and so distant. It's such a gap between them now and the suffering masses of the people. They don't know how to get close enough because they don't trust nobody. They think somebody gonna rob them, or they think somebody plotting on them,
or been fucked off by these lame ass suckers that's leeches. That pull off
Poverty
of them.
pimps.
All kind of punk shit that they do. So we understand that. We understand that. But here, what we doing today, this is your past. This is your door you come through now. Now it ain't the time to be secretive about what you do for people. Now's the time to stand up and show people this is what you should be doing. To let the youth know that this is what you do. You get to a certain degree, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, or financial. Whatever heights that you attain or whatever your highest ability is, utilize it for people. So all we ask is that you be conscious of what your actions are. I want you to think about what we're talking about, because I know every single one of y'all that are watching this know there's times that you could have helped and you just chose not to. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're a rapper, sports figure, it don't matter. Whatever you do. Or just a regular old person like me. You know what I'm saying?
On the freeway. You might have seen somebody broke down on the freeway that you knew wasn't a threat. You know they wasn't a rapist or setting a trap. You know, as a female and her child on the freeway with a flat tire. Pull over and help. You know what I'm saying? Get on the cell phone. That's charity. There's nothing more, nothing less. You know.
That's what we ask. No more, no less. Peace.